Hey there, it's Ashley here at Createful Art. Today I'm going to teach you how to create our own portraits with oil paints. If this is the first time that we have met, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of these wonderful art lessons. So are you guys ready to get started? What you're going to need is a canvas. You can use a wood panel. I'm using a wooden tray. They're much cheaper and easy to find, and I like how you can have the side of it so you can hang it on your wall very easily. You're going to need some oil paints. I'm using a type that is water mixable, and that's because it's safe around kids. Now I'm just going to use 3 colors: ivory black, titanium white, and raw umber. If you decide to get oil paints, you will need to have terpenoid or mineral spirits that are odorless. I'm going to be using a fast drying medium. This is totally optional, but this helps the paint to dry faster so I can show you in a video. You'll need a glass jar to put your water or terpenoid in. You'll need a variety of brushes. Make sure you have a large brush like this. And then go ahead and get a medium filbert and some small rounds. You will need an old frame where you can take out the glass, a Sharpie, a ruler, a reference photo that is black and white, paper towels, and for my palette, I'm using parchment paper. This is what I'm going to put my paint on. To sketch with, you'll just need a black watercolor pencil. Once you have all these supplies, you can go on to the next step. For this first step, what we're going to do is we're going to create a wash, and we're going to do that by getting some of our black paint and some white, and we're going to be adding the gray wash that Leonardo da Vinci talks about. These are oil paints, and so they take a long time to dry, and because I want this to be fast, I am going to add my fast drying medium. I'm going to be using my palette knife to mix my paint. I'm going to start with just a little bit of black. Okay, a wash is typically translucent. I'm going to add some liquid to this. I'm going to check and see the color. That's very light, so I'm going to add some more black. You kind of just get an idea as you go, and that's kind of the middle tone. Add some more fast drying medium. So I really need this to dry fast. Okay, this also will increase transparency. Now we're going to add our paint onto our surface, and we're not going to worry about covering the entire surface. We're going to let some of this texture show through. Go side to side. Be careful not to get it on your picture though. This is very much an antique type painting. Okay, and I'm just kind of scraping a lot of this off, and it's going to make it look very antique. And see, there's still gray on there. It's just I'm taking a lot of it off. So this is the gray wash, and you're done with this step. What you can do is take out the glass of a frame, and then you can use a ruler and split the frame in half. Make sure it's half. This is a little nifty trick of portrait artists. Okay, and then make sure you do half here. Okay, and then you do it crosswise, which is really easy, just corner to corner. And corner to corner. Then you use this tool and pretend this is your canvas or your board. And what you do is you do the same thing here. And you wouldn't do this with a marker on your canvas or your panel. You would do it with a pencil that erases. Then what you can do is you can use this to place your portrait where you want, and then you use the line guides to draw your portrait on your board or your canvas. Okay? See how that helps you? It's a nifty trick. So I'm going to make sure that I put this little girl's eye right here above this line. Okay? And right here it's going to cross right there. And see how this can help you get all the proportions correct? Such a fun trick. This is the step that we get to paint. So I'm going to add some black to the mix. I'm going to add some brown to the mix. A lot of white. This is a small painting, so I'm going to be using small brushes. I'm going to start my painting with the dark areas. I'm mixing black with my brown. What's great about oils is this won't dry and I can blend it later. Now this is mostly black, so just go in and create your black. Okay, notice how I made that lighter. And you see, see the dark ridge right there? I'm going to add that dark ridge. Okay. And you see how that's just, it's just black. I mean, there really isn't. It's so contrasted between these two. Just go in and create that contrast. Right now, you don't have the white, but when you add that in, it's going to go right over it and it'll be really contrasted. Now, notice how this gets lighter over here though. So you want to keep it that way. And to do that, you just have less on your brush and you just don't add any more paint to it. You can also go like this. I love using my hands, or you can use a paper towel and blend some of it off. I paint with my hands. I know people don't like that, but that's just the way that I do it. And I don't care if nobody likes it. I don't care if people don't like it. It's the way I do it. That's the way I roll. Oil paints, the light goes on top. This is learning how to see. That's all it is. It's learning how to see what is truly there. Not what your brain is telling you is there. Because your brain sees hair and it wants you to start going squiggly lines like this, you know. But if you look at it as shapes, then it starts to make sense as you paint it. Now every once in a while you have to get up, because this is not on an easel, and you have to look and you have to see if things are looking proportional. And notice how this is super elongated. Easy fix. So all this is going to be dark on the outside. So because that is such a huge area and I do need it to be all dark, I'm not going to do it completely dark to the very edge, but I am going to be spreading the paint over a large area. I'm just going to come in here and start being brave and getting this dark paint down. Finish up this eye so it doesn't look like freaky anymore. I want my round for that. So you see this line right here? You're going to want, see this is still dark, but you're going to want to see that line. So you're just going to kind of go over it and over it and over it until it reaches the darkness that you want. Very lightly though. And you have some little wrinkles in there. Eye is pretty darn important. Okay, see how it's coming along? Just a bunch of shapes and values. Copy the shapes, copy the values. You're good to go. See how I have to soften that value? It's not as dark as that over there. It shouldn't be as dark on my thing either, or it's just not going to look right. Sometimes it's hard to gauge the values unless there's another value next to it. So sometimes you won't really know what you need to do to fix it until right at the end. It's got to reach the value right there. And this is very blended. It's not blended right now. Okay, we've got it pretty much formed through here. We'll have to, this is not a dark value at all. This is going to be separated by light. So that's different, and I can go, let me just show you that. So, this line is not a dark line, so just come in here. Back in. See how the light really starts to make it form. That's what I'm talking about when I say the light. Smooth this out. Because it's smooth. It's a smooth line. Now watch how cool this is. Really starts to form when it comes to the light. You have your bangs, and she really doesn't have a whole lot of forehead here. I have the forehead starting up too high, so let's come in and give her hairline here. And then her hair comes back, actually like this. And I have to get up, and I have to look back. Okay, I think we're good there. Alright, now that I kind of get the idea of that, I'm kind of sporadic when I paint. I'm going to come back to the eye and finish the eye. Now this is a definitely light line through here. It's not a dark one. So we'll have to come back and bring that in. Now notice right here, it's not, oh, I got some paint on it. It's not a complete straight line there. It goes up. So you're gonna have to do that on your painting. I want you to know you can totally do this. I know it seems like it's kind of hard, but it's really simple if you just look at it as shapes. Okay, and values. Just shapes and values, shapes and values. Ingrain that into your head. To get the hair perfect. It just needs to look like hair. I do that by using the side of my brush. And just pulling it the direction of the hair. So this is going this way. So I'm pulling it that way. Like I said, you have to add the dark in order to get the light. So, I mean, this is really light through here, but you're gonna want to get those details in. You won't be able to get those details in without the dark down. Now the thing about hair is you don't want every single strand. It's not what hair looks like. Hair has its own shapes. So you have to also think of it in shapes. Okay, take the end of your brush. You can get some more clumpy areas through here. See, you don't want it too much. See how that's kind of too much? Just to give it a little idea of hair. And then you come back in and you add the white. Comments below if you enjoyed this lesson and give this a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Please subscribe over here and thanks for sharing your love of art with me. Peace. I so late. I'm not kidding you, it's so late. But my kids are all asleep, so I can do this now. Oh, I am not gonna wake up tomorrow morning. I will see you next week when we learn about another famous artist and we make another awesome art piece, and I will see you next time. Bye!